I'm going to turn it over to Becky. We are just so blessed with all of the wonderful guests we have this year, and the next couple coming on stage are phenomenal. I know you're going to love them.
I'm really excited about the show today. Having, oh, look at my jewelry's getting stuck. Having Denny on, and I just love the history. I get so excited when folks come up and share the stories, because I feel like a little kid at the library sitting down and just listening. And I really, really hope that future generations garner that passion, because there's so much knowledge and wealth that the generations before us have to offer. So right now, though, we are going to be bringing to stage a family group, and they are just another, arm of the Western way of life, and which is all based on faith, family, and just bridging the gaps and loving the country and the Western way of life. So we're going to bring to the stage, he is the leader of the pack, and he was ICMA, and I'm going to get this right, Inspirational Country Music Association Entertainer of the Year. Absolutely. And he is coming on stage with his son, and that's Mr. Tommy Brandt. Tommy, welcome to the show. Hang on a minute. Oh, we're going to put you on the outside because your son, introduce your son to us, please.
This is Tommy Brandt II, officially known as my 401k plan.
We all need one of those.
Yes, ma'am.
So go ahead, have a seat, you two, and we're going to talk for just a minute. And then we're going to make this short and sweet, because we want you to be able to partake in the music and enjoyment of everything that they are. So thank you so much. Tommy's been really sick. He has, let's just touch on this. Are you feeling better? Because I know you had to cancel some shows.
I'm about 80%, which is a whole lot better than about 5%.
Well, we knew that you were really sick because Michelle made the post that, please pray for Tommy. He's canceled some shows, and he never cancels a show. So we're happy you're feeling better.
One show in 15 years I canceled, and then I had to cancel 5 in 1 week. So that was bad, yes.
Well, one thing that we really enjoy and we want to talk about with Tommy and Tommy
too.
Tommy too, okay, is you have a ministry called Cowboy Outreach America. Share with us what that's about, because what I find fascinating and I love about this, you guys have been on the road since Tommy 2 was 1. So that's a lot of years on the road, and a lot of country you've seen, and a lot of people you've seen and ministered to. So share with us about that.
It is, and we've been traveling around doing a lot of outreach ministry for years. We do a lot of churches. Cowboy churches kind of came along with the cowboy church movement. But the whole time God was telling me, go outside the walls of the church. Just continue to go out. And I've always loved the Western culture, the rodeo industry. So we started an organization called Cowboy Outreach America, which is designed to go outside, and we take inspirational country music and the Word of God and just share it with the Western culture. We've got a mobile stage built that we can pull into a rodeo arena, and within 15 minutes be having a concert, and it's nothing in your face. It's not preachy, beat you over the head with a Bible by any means. It's just loving them and giving them a hope and a future that there's a way out if you're in a bad position.
Absolutely. Well, so inspirational, and through your music you can touch and reach so many lives. And before you all get started, Tommy Brandt II, I think we just can call you Brandt. How's that? Will that work? I wanted our audience. I wanted our audience to know that you were nominated in the top 5 best musicians in the world, and you just recently won Instrumental of the Year, and that's in Nashville. And of course, you call Nashville home, but the really cool thing that I think that is just going to speak to millions is you're going to be out on the road, and you're going to be with Franklin Graham. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Wow. That's awesome. That's a testament itself to the ministry and what the Lord's doing with you guys and your music. And I know that behind every great man is even a more fabulous great woman. So I actually want to bring her to the stage for just a minute. I want to bring Michelle to the stage. You have to come because you know what? There's somebody that keeps the wagon going and the wheels are turning, and this is a lady. She is their number 1 fan, their number 1 supporter, and this is what family and faith and the Western world looks to me and to all of you. So thank you so much for joining all of us.
It's exciting to be here. This is our first time actually out at the NFR, so we do a lot with the PBR, and we're excited to be part of the NFR this year. So thanks for welcoming us.
Absolutely. Now tell us a little bit about what you've been working on with the PBR.
Well, we have been doing a lot of outreach ministry with them, and a couple of times they've invited us to do what's called Faith Night. So we've come out, and the last bull rider to buck out, we get up and the guys do inspirational music and a short little testimony about what God is doing in their lives, and just giving an example of what Christ is doing around the country and sharing it with those that aren't in church, and maybe they'll hear something about the gospel while they're there at the PBR, and it's been a great tool for us to use.
That's awesome. Well, I have a question for Brandt, Tommy too. How's it been traveling with your parents all this time? Do you ever get sick of them?
You know, I don't know how to answer that.
Come on, I asked my daughter. I'm like, come on, you've got to get sick of me.
I'm happy. I'll be on tour for like a week and a half or so with Franklin, and I go back to Tampa, which where we're parked at right now, where they fly back whenever they leave here in Vegas, but I fly out to California. I'm kind of happy I get to have just some alone time by myself for a while.
I get it.
Because
There's nothing wrong
I
with
do
that.
stick in a little cardboard box, it feels like, with them for 24/7, but
I had to ask because my daughter's 18, going on 19, and she's always with me, and we're buddies. But I'm like, don't you ever get sick of your mom? Just once in a while I do. I'll let her. This is awesome.
For those of you that didn't hear, our son has been traveling since he was 1 year old with us on a bus. We sold our home 14 years ago and decided to go where God would lead us. And so he doesn't know any other life than living on a tour bus with us and traveling the country and doing music evangelism. And last week he was invited to come out and tour with Franklin Graham and Billy Graham. So he'll be taking the gospel of message to them, his style, which is more classic rock, country rock, but they feel like there's a need for that too. And Dennis Agajanian, which is the world's fastest flat picker in the world, is kind of mentoring him and working with him. So we're just excited about that.
Oh, that's
Forever
wonderful.
changed.
Well, you know, before we get you started, because you're going to enjoy their music so much, talking about Tommy and the ministry and everything else, you know, we're going to be here on stage tomorrow and Thursday, and Friday, she's gone country with the CB Cowgirls. Our hour here on the Roper stage will be dark because my beautiful niece is getting married, and Tommy is going to be the ordained minister. Congratulations,
Total job,
Becky.
So we have rehearsal Thursday afternoon, by the way, after the show.
Okay, I'm ready, yes. Yes, it'll be a redneck wedding, so if anybody wants to experience a cowboy
will.
redneck wedding, this will be it.
You have got it. So we don't want to take up too much time interviewing. You can find all their information on their website, Tommy Brandt, and that's brandt.org, Tommy, so tommybrandt.org and tommybrandt2.com.
Also, when Tommy said it's going to be a redneck wedding, there's a reasoning behind this, because Becky and Gray will be getting married at the Cowboy Reunion, the Gold Card Gathering at the World of Rodeo at the Orleans Hotel, which takes place on December 9th. And so there's going to be close to about 900 people, rodeo people, families. We are just so excited. Larry Jordan, Brent Jordan, thank you for putting this together. We're just looking forward to it.
And we are looking forward to listening to your music. So we are going to let you take the stage, and we are going to enjoy your music.